Brad Austin. I am the artistic director of Abingdon Theater Company. Currently, we actually last night we just finished co-producing elegies for Angels, Punks, and Raging Queens with Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, which is an all-star cast, including Nathan Lane, Cynthia Nixon, Jesse Mueller, a whole bunch of amazing people, and you can actually still catch that on YouTube and Broadway on Demand. And along with that, we're doing our for the entire year. We are our sort of theme, if you will, is an "I Will" campaign, and it's all about bringing hope to the theater community and our audience during these challenging times. So basically, the idea came to me when I was feeling a little hopeless myself in regards to the future of the theater. And I was having trouble seeing the future and seeing projects that I will direct, that I will produce, that I will bring to the Abingdon and to other space. So actually, with all of the content that other people were putting out and the information, I just wanted to do something that was a little bit more hopeful. And so one morning I woke up and I thought, what if I just change the narrative and put "I will" in front of what I wanted to do? And for me, Magda, I wanted to make sure that I will listen to the community. I will listen to the patrons. I will listen to actors. I will listen to the theater community, especially during this turbulent time. And then it just grew from there. And it grew from sort of something that I needed in a place where our industry has and is continuing to take such a huge hit for so many people. I wanted it to be more about the future and seeing a future and not so much about missing the theater, which I know we all do, but I wanted to try to put a spin on it where it could be hopefully a little bit more positive. I was quite lucky that I had a Rolodex of friends and family and coworkers that jumped in this opportunity, and it was amazing. I approached everyone from actors and patrons to West End stars to Broadway stars. We have Ruthie Henshaw, Olivier Award-winning Ruthie Henshaw. We have Tony Award-winning original Eponine, Francis Ruffelle. We have someone who's very dear to me, Kate Baldwin. We have Andrew Lippa, the composer, brilliant composer and friend. We also have V, who is formerly known as Eve Ensler, also a really amazing friend to the company, along with like a great amount of stars of the theater, of the stage, of film. They all made a "I will" statement, whether that was, I believe Andrew Lippa's was "I will finish a new musical." Um, Francis Ruffel's was "I will sing on stage again." Um, Eve Ensler's was "I will continue to tell brave stories." So it was really just their commitment to continue to do what they've been doing for many years. And we took all of those and we made a about a 2-minute video collectively with those stars' statements. You know, I read something, you probably did yourself, from Dr. Fauci. I think it was yesterday morning, where he said that, if vaccines are going in a very positive way, which I know is a very hopeful thing to say at this moment, that if we could start getting vaccines during the summer, that maybe theater could start opening back in the fall of 2021. I believe that it's, a hopeful place for me would be in truth, 2022, as sad as that is to say, I think we're all going to be dark for another year. And hopefully science will come up with a vaccine, and we will be able to get everybody vaccinated, and people will start to feel more comfortable going to the theater. But I think it's going to be another year, and that's a hopeful wish. We had a lot of amazing projects that were geared up for this season. So if I would like to certainly make a twist on those, but I think, and I may not have that project at the moment, but what I'm hoping is to make sure that I can steer the audience in the theater to something joyful. I think that's what people are going to be longing for, that live experience of laughing together and feeling that joy in the same room. I certainly will speak for myself and say I've missed those moments the most. So I think that is what I will focus all my energy on, is making sure that giving people a chance to go to the theater and feel good. And I think that's just as important as some of the other stories we tell. I have been at the helm of Abingdon for 2 years now, and as artistic director. And before that, I was associate for 2 years. So about 2016. As soon as the pandemic hit and we had to close down, we started working on a 2-week short play virtual festival. We had over 80 submissions of short plays, and we chose 6 and we produced them over 2 weeks virtually. They were all stories told by people of color, directed by people of color, and performed by people of color. So we did that in lieu of a normal reading series. With the climate changing, I really wanted to to do something um, with my voice and my position, and in that position of privilege, it worked out beautifully. We had over 600 views per reading. We streamed them for 2 weeks, and it was thrilling. And I really learned a lot from it. And I actually hope to be able to continue that festival. It brought me a lot of great new actors, a lot of great new playwrights and directors. On top of that, we also launched ATC Radio, which you can go online and you can listen to. Currently, we have Laura Linney starring in Barefoot in the Park, and you can listen to that until December 31st for free. All of these things we were able to do for free, which was thrilling. On top of, like I mentioned last night, we premiered Elegies, which is available for the next 3 days. And then right after that, I have to plug, we're also in partnership with Estella Scrooge, which is a new musical version of the, the classic story of, of Scrooge, starring Betsy Wolfe of Waitress. And it's genius. It's fully done. It was fully done green screens. And we're starting to offer that to our patrons on Friday evening, as a matter of fact. But February, we're premiering a new radio play of a new work. It's called Gravediggers. So, in keeping true to the mission of Abingdon, which is to support emerging new playwrights, this is a new playwright and a new piece. And we're actually able to not give you it in person, but you're able to hear it on our new ATC radio. I think actually lately a lot of people have felt like it was a good time to send their plays, because I think people, I'll speak for myself at least, have had a little bit more time on my hands. So I've gotten new plays from different producers, As a matter of fact, this play that we're going to produce as a radio play in February came right from the playwright. And I just happened to be the right time where I sat down and read it. And I was really thrilled that we could do something with it rather quickly. I'm open to really any play. I think what I want to hear, what I think my aesthetic is, and what I'm always thriving to do is that I want to look for, the untold voice, the untold stories, and what is that fresh new take, on the theater. What are the stories that we want to hear, that we want to see? And I find that when I'm reading through submissions, that's what I always piques my interest is, have you seen this play already? Have you seen these people? Have you heard these stories? And I mean, that may seem quite simple to some people, but it's really not. You there are not that many stories that are continuously coming to us that are new. And so every time, and there are plenty though, you just have to grab them and take them. But that's what I look for the most, whether it's written, by man, woman. I'm not really directing my attention to there. I just want to know who's got that fresh take on a story. I've been spending a lot of time at home. I have caught up on some. I don't know if people will find this interesting, but for me, it was a very interesting because I've been able to catch up on the Netflix and all of the television series that I've never watched for that are, so I'm sort of the person at a virtual gathering that's saying, "Oh, guys, have you seen the Handmaid's Tale?" And they're like, "Yeah, Chad, like 6 years ago." So I've been spending a lot of time, but also again got to read a lot of plays. I've been spending I have a lot of virtual lunches with friends, and just some quality time with my loved ones. Um, it's very simple. It's www.abingdontheater with an re.org. So it's ABINGDON theater with an re.org.